that my mom passed away. In the last 30 days, and leading up to her death, my grieving process had started. And a lot of you, just like me, are going through these emotions. So I figured I start to share my feelings, my process, my journey for the last 4 months to help exchange with all of you where I'm standing today. Also get you guys also thinking about this whole process of dying and death. Just so both of you guys know, these two were not going to come up here until I cried. So you can see.
We're his bodyguard.
Grieving for a lot of people breaks down into steps, and very much these are the steps that I've been able to identify and learn. First step is obviously denial, and we're not going to even talk about it because I don't think it exists. There is tremendous amount of anger and rage. And I think anger is one of those emotions that, as you're grieving, or as I am grieving, I feel numb. I feel, I can't sense any emotions. So anger is one of those easily accessible emotions you draw on. So I want to say I'm sorry first and foremost to my wife, because it hasn't been an easy journey. And I haven't been the best partner in this journey. So I'm sorry. My mother-in-law, where is she? It was her birthday yesterday, and there she is. My apologies for the last 20 some odd years. More importantly, for the last 30. Sharzad here, I've been yelling at her for the last
40 plus years.
Are you admitting
25 plus
So again, I'm sorry, but it's one of those emotions. And Yasi is, as most of you guys know, is much like one of my child, so I yell at her all the time, just like the rest of them, sitting here. Zohar, Maryam, خانواده آقایی, I couldn't have done this without you guys. You guys were there every day, going through the ups and downs with us. We all made bargains with the woman above. For more time, but mom didn't want to do it, so. But bargaining is definitely one of those steps. And they all know we did this. Depression obviously is part of it. But I've learned since that this whole ritual that we have, that the first day of death, the third day of death, the 7th, the 10th, the 40th, the 30th, depending on who you look at and which ritual you go after, is really geared to get us over the steps of depression, get you re-engaged and reintroduced into the larger family. So thank you guys. Thank you, Maria, for forcing me out on the first day. And Zoe, thank you very much for all your calls. Thank you for being there. We're going through this, all of us together. Acceptance. I don't think, acceptance is a step. But personally, I don't think it's acceptance. It's more of an acknowledgement that you lost someone and that you cared for deeply. You want to get up in front of your friends, your family, your loved ones, what I call my tribe, all of you guys, and acknowledge this, really acknowledge this, acknowledge the loss, acknowledge the grieving process, and share, let them know, it's we're sharing the same journey together today. So thank you. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for letting me get up here and acknowledge my loss to all of you. I promised I'll keep this brief, so I think I will stop now. I will come back. There is a lot of other people that want to talk. Obviously, Shahnaz is not one of them, nor is Yassi. But my aunt, Patty, wants to talk. I am going to give her my place.
I apologize that I have to sit down because of my back problem and knee problem. I cannot stand up. I speak few minutes, but with your permission, I sit down.
Turn a chair.
That life be like music, and death a note unsaid. Love never dies. When you give someone your heart and they die, it seems like they take it with them. And you spend the rest of your life with a hole inside that cannot be filled. Then death only ends a life, not a relationship. We all know that our time in this world is limited, and that eventually all of us will die and end up there, never waking up. And yet, it is always a surprise when it happens to someone we love. For all the fighting that is between brothers and sisters, there creates a bond between them that is quite unique and very special. Hence, it makes their sorrow more profound. To some people, their sister is their best friend. She is someone they talk to over the phone for hours, just talking about nothing at all. The death of a sister is really devastating. When a sibling dies, we feel as a part of us dies too. So the feeling of sorrow and grief are more intense and greater for it. It is something that no one can get used to. The idea of someone so close to you is gone. Just when you think you can accept it, suddenly someone points it out to you and it hits you all over again. The shock. It is said that your life flashes before your eyes just before you die. That is true. It's called life. Life isn't but a flash. At the beginning of a life, I remember Shahnaz was such a pretty and cute girl that people could not help to mention it. In the end, she has so much sense of humor that it is impossible to forget her. Shahnaz was very talented. She showed it through her artwork with metal, jewelry, and wood. Unfortunately, against all her sense of humor, she was so depressed inside that she could not continue with her art or anything else. Depressed or not, she brightened our lives with moments of happiness and laughter. At the end of her life, she showed us how courageous she was. As nobody saw her complaining, she tolerated everything quietly and in the end died in peace, even though the disease that took her life was a very bad one. The loss of a sister, especially such a relative, can be particularly painful, but holding dear all of the memories that we shared will help us to cope. My dear sister, though we don't have you among us, you will always be remembered as a reliable friend, a loving sister, and an understanding mother to us. You are like our guardian angel that would just jump out nowhere whenever we need some help. Thanks for sharing your life with me and with the rest of us gathered here together today to celebrate your life. My dear Shahnaz, you will stay always with me until the very end. Life is but a stopping place, a pause in what's to be, a raise in resting place along the road to sweet eternity. We all have different journey, different paths along the way. We all were meant to learn something, but never meant to stay. Our destination is a place far greater than we know. For some, the journey is quicker. For some, journey is slow. And when the journey finally ends, we'll claim a great reward and find an everlasting peace together with the Lord.